Did we ever figure out who Becky with the good hair was? I feel like people blew it way more out of proportion than it actually needed to be. But at the same time, it grew so big, I really thought that was Becky with good hair. Sup people, CedLove here, aka BMB. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about pets, or man best friend, or cats. Cats are a-holes. Why are we talking about pets? Because at my job, again, an apartment complex, I noticed a lot of my residents don't really deserve to have pets. Well, I guess deserve isn't really the right word. How about shouldn't have pets? When I walk into one of my resident apartments, cause you know, they ask for help and I'm like, alright, so instead of just like talking to you over the phone, let me actually come to your apartment so I can like help you in person. You walk in an apartment and as you're talking to the resident, you know, you see little Cujo in his little doggy cage and you're just looking at him. Aw, kinda cute. And then you stare at him and you're like, huh, Cujo looks like he ain't eaten about 5 days. And in a way, if you're not really close to the resident, you really can't say nothing. You can't be like, so are you just not gonna feed your dog? Because for my job, that come off as rude. But somebody you're kind of close with, you just look at him like, oh, Cujo looks kind of hungry. Can I feed him? You know, you want to hear the words like, oh, he fine. I just fed him like an hour ago. I mean, I know you feed him. Instead of like, oh no, he fine. I fed him like yesterday. Bro, it's like 4 o'clock in the evening. What the hell? And it breaks my heart when I see that. People, which I don't know why they want a pet. I feel like in their mind, they're trying to achieve that dream of, you know, husband, wife, kids, big house, pet. You really don't need a pet to complete the family. I'm saying, if you really always wanted a pet, you know, you can't take care of it, I would guess I'll let that slide a little bit. But once they get the pet, they treat the pet like a trophy. Like they have it here, so when people come over, they can like look at it, maybe touch it, maybe, you know, play with a little bit, but at the end of the day, once people leave, that's it. That's it for the pet. There are people I know who never take the pet out the cage, so of course the cage is filled with pee, poo. The dog ain't take a bath in forever, so it's basically just like a combination of pee, poo, dog smell. It's just like, why? Why do you have the pet if you're not gonna like take care of the pet? And there are some people who love their pet just much they will probably love their own kid. And there are people in their life who need a pet because, you know, they have like nobody else in their life. So for the ones who are taking care of the pet like their own child, they like teach the other ones who have the pet but for some reason like forgot they own a pet. Also, for the people who got like hyper animals, and I want to point out, if you ain't noticed, I'm mostly just talking about dogs because that's mostly what I see in my apartment complex. For those who got like hyper dogs, and you take your dog like just walking around the apartment complex, you know, the dog's like, oh snap, sniff that, oh snap, sniff that, oh snap, pee on that, oh snap, chase that. You know, dog is what a dog does. When the dog sees like a human, he's like, oh snap, I want to run to him so I can either play with him or so he can pet me, and they just go full sprint. But then the owner is like, no, you know, cool, control your dog. But the owner is like, no, take the little leash and just go whack. Like the hardest whack you ever seen in life. And it's like, one, I understand you don't want the dog to cause, you know, a situation. Two, don't whack your dog like it's a freaking test dummy. Like, you gotta think about it. Animals, they're very smart because, you know, they got instincts, but at the same time, they don't have that cognitive understanding to like chill. You know, take them to like the school so they can learn to like when to be hyped, when not to be hyped. There are times when they don't understand, alright, I don't need to like bull rush this 50-year-old lady who's carrying like 5 bags of groceries because, you know, you don't want to be messing with. They don't have that common sense. So when you just like yank them, you know, choke them a little bit, and all of a sudden grab the leash and just like whip the crap at them. What's my name? What's my name? What's my name? That crap's not cool, man. Especially for like me and like somebody who else I work with. Like, we love animals and we just want to like just straight rage on somebody when we see that. Like me and my coworker, we have like thought about like just sneaking into their house when the owner's not home and just set the animal free. Half of those animals would be way better if they were set free instead of staying with their current owner. But now we're the conundrum. Is it truly bad for an animal to be with a bad owner? Or should they be locked up in one of those pet stores that, you know, the commercials we see as a kid? You know those commercials when you was younger and you'd be like flipping channels and you see like the little dogs and the kitties and they'd be the little kitty try to like touch the camera. It's like the saddest thing in the world, but even though it's sad, the combination of actually the pictures and like the song, and you know the song, you know, that commercial, that make you want to go adopt 10 pets. And when you see the commercial, you're like, alright, I'm going to adopt a pet. I'm going to treat it like my own flesh and blood. And I feel like the people who I was talking about earlier in the video, I feel like that's what they did. They're like, alright, I'm going to adopt a pet. They get home and they're like, dog, here's water, here's food. That should last you about a week. Done. And then next day when the pet's like, I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go. And the owner just looking at him like, well, there's a toilet down the hall. Go use that. Bruh, come on! All I'm trying to say is owning a pet could be like the most wonderful thing in the world. But there are just certain people who just shouldn't do it. I'm sorry, I don't care if Cujo looks cute in a Santa Claus hat. Cujo's hungry. Feed Cujo. Every time he's licking your face, he's not licking you because he's happy. He's licking you to get some substance. He's trying to get some, get all whatever's on your face. Like, gotta make this last for a day. Since we're on the subject, I just want to make sure I am talking about bad owners, but I'm not talking about horrific owners that use, dare I say, dogs in dog fighting arenas. You know, that's like criminal. Actually, they're both kind of criminal. I feel like you could go to jail for a mission. Yeah, I feel like you can go to jail for treating your pet like that, like malnourishment. Yeah, they're both criminal. But you know, dog fighting, that's like felony. That's like get you kicked out of football. Sorry, had to do it. Also, very last note. This actually works in an apartment complex. If you get a pet, truly understand what you're going to get into. If you live in an apartment complex and you're on the first floor, even though it's technically easier to kind of take care of your pet, because all you got to do is like walk outside and, you know, boom, boom, people still struggle with it because, you know, you got to wake up 6, 7 in the morning and take them out. If you live on second, third floor, personally, I truly believe don't get a pet if you live on second, third floor. I truly haven't seen a person yet to truly take care of a pet on second, third floor. You put them on the patio, you leave them out there all day, you come back home and poop and pee all across the patio. Cause hey, Cujo had to go. And it's like, I ain't jumping down, and that's like 20 feet drop, and I'm like trying to break my leg, so guess I'm gonna go right here. Just saying, before you get a pet, make sure, I'm not talking about finances, I'm truly talking about make sure you play with it, make sure you walk it. If you walk it in public, pick up its poop. Nobody picks up poop. Your baby poop in public, you clean that up. Your dog poop in public is like, that's just, no, it hit the sidewalk. That's not grass, sidewalk. And even if it hits the grass, you still smell it. People are nasty. Before you get a pet, literally contemplate, like think about the worst things that could possibly happen of owning a pet. If you can't overcome those, don't get a pet. I am 25, I live in an apartment, I want a dog. I bet not get a dog. 1, I can't afford it. 2, I really can't spend time with it. 3, he ain't gonna be nowhere. Like, look at this. This ain't the most appropriate place to have a dog. Again, want a dog. Beagle, by the way. Blame my dad. Love beagles. But at the same time, I should not get a pet. I shouldn't. I know better. In about 5 years, I'm getting a dog. I don't care where I'm at. I'm getting a dog. But right now, I shouldn't own a pet. I know better. But for the people who want to get a pet, just again, make sure you know how to take care of it. For the people who have a pet, continue to take care of it. You chose the pet. The pet didn't choose you. He saw you and was like, oh snap, you're like the 30th person I saw today. Let me put my puppy dog eyes on, pun not intended, and go to work. For the people who not take care of the pets, 2 options. 1, do better. Or 2, don't set it free, but you know, give it to somebody who wants to do it. Give it to somebody who can take care of the pet. There's a lot of people in the world who love pets. If you can't give it a decent home, don't torture it at your home. That's just not American. Again, bad choice of words, but you know, you get what I'm trying to say. Woo! Got a little amped up on that one. Go in the comment section, talk about anything I talked about today. Either a pet you want to have, a pet you already have, or shoot, you could, if you want to go in that dark area, talk about people you know who suck as pet owners. Again, it's a conversation. Do you? But as always, if you enjoyed the video, click like. If you enjoyed the overall, click subscribe. My name is CedLove, aka the Black Marlboro, and these are the eyes of the angel. No, for real. The scene where the cat's trying to grab the camera, that scene is so heartfelt. Because 1, not only do you feel bad, like, oh, like, I got you. 2, the cat ain't like, oh, what's this? He's like, get me out! Get me out!